Hello, my loves. Thank you for being on my channel. I'm Ellie Frost, and this video is about one of the manipulation tools of the narcissist. So on this channel, we're talking about multi-dimensional aspects of narcissistic abuse, how it is not just, it's a layered issue. It's a spiritual issue more probably than it is a psychological one on a lot of levels, although all things are to be considered here, right? So I'm educating you on the wider aspects, giving you tools to rapidly heal and go on and live your best life. You're here on purpose as a soul. You came to experience goodness, not just suffer in this rubbish that has become a bit of an epidemic on the planet. Only because we don't know our own sovereignty and power, and we haven't been taught how to deal with it for what it is. But let's talk about the fake caring of the narcissist, because this is one of their I did a fake tan last night, guys. I was so look, this is not a good situation. I think I need to go for a spray tan. I don't know how do I miss this? Okay, this is not what we're talking about. The fake caring of the narcissist, right? So they have love bombed you, put you under an illusion, made you want to believe in someone they're projecting they are who they are not. They are soul detached, devoid of empathy, caring or compassion, and everything is a manipulation tool, right? Everything is. So the fake caring of the narcissist, which ultimately is a complete way to violate your boundaries in the name of being nice. What this is coming from, right? What they're really trying to do most of the time when they're fake caring is fish for vulnerabilities. I've seen that with people talking to me. They're looking for a vulnerability. They might say something like, I really pray for you and I hope that you're safe. And I hope that you're well, and I hope that you're being looked after, and I hope they'll say something like that, and in your body you'll know it's off. But it's said, it's put in a context that seems to be nice, but what they're really doing is fishing for a vulnerability to see if you'll say, yeah, I'm doing okay, but I'm going through a hard time, or I'm doing okay, but I'm worried about this. They're trying to see if there's any vulnerability for them to hook onto, to attach to. Right? And that vulnerability is the thing they're going to exploit and trauma bond you on. They also do this fake caring to massively violate your boundaries. So I had not a friend, I had a narcissist out here who I knew was off, and I was still struggling to communicate and be in my power and tell her to leave me alone. So I said, look, I'm really busy with work. I don't have time and I don't want to hang out, right? Of course, a narcissist will never listen to anything that you want. In fact, this now becomes a game until you understand your power. It now becomes a game to see how much they can basically harass you. So one of the things this person did, which seems to be nice, right? It's supposed to appeal to my empathy and make me feel warm and fuzzy, but you know it in every cell of your body when they do this stuff, it's off. Trust your gut, trust your body, get into your body and out of your head, right? She leaves flowers on my doorstep, right? Now, you might think, well, that's nice, isn't it, to receive flowers? Not when I've asked for my space to be protected. Again, I'm teaching us consent. The narcissist does no consent. I think we all deserve to be honoured in every way. It needs to be consensual conversations in our lives, consent with physical touch, consent with psychic energy. We're not supposed to be infiltrating people's thoughts or them us. Consent. Right? We're in a free will universe. It's against spiritual law to invade consent, and God will take care of these people. There is karma, but only when you disattach, which is why I'm teaching you, do not disattach from the narcissist do not stay attached to the narcissist, right? This is a journey. I'm not there's nothing wrong. I struggled for a long time, believe me. So I'm not saying it's the easiest transition sometimes, although I will give you the tools to make it as fast as you possibly can. But we're not meant to stay attached waiting to see their karma, because that keeps the enmeshment. Do you see? We're supposed to completely disattach, be in our sovereignty, and that's when it can really hit them. You absolutely need to know that is the truth. God takes care of it. God takes care of it. You're a blessing in their life. Some of these people that absolutely abused and exploited me, right? I mean, that woman I'm talking about is a woman who also sent men round to my house to try and sexually assault me. There is no mud on me. There is nothing a human being can do to me. I am so in my own power and sovereignty. These people won't even come anywhere near me now. They're not, people from my past won't even come anywhere near me. Why? Because they're cowards. They have to coerce, they have to force, they have to try and control, they have to try and hook onto your vulnerability in your heart, right? And the one thing they're most scared of that makes them shake in their boots is the truth. That's why they confuse you. That's why they're always trying to avoid the truth, right? When you're in your power and sovereignty, they won't come anywhere near you. So if you still got them in your life, there's still a little bit of healing work to do. I'm going to teach you everything I know. They won't come anywhere near you because you will make them face themselves. And that's the one thing they can't do. They do not want to do. That's what they're resisting. That would force an awakening, right? They won't come anywhere near me because I have no triggers. I will be so calm. And if I speak, it will be the absolute truth. And they will have to face themselves. And to a narcissist, this is like detonation. You will become, as much as you've been hunted and targeted, you will become the ultimate repellent to them. They are losing power on this planet. This planet is built on balance, right? It's got out of balance. That's why we're having a big awakening. You're here because you're awakening right now. There is no need to stay in suffering. That is not the point of our lives, right? You are a blessing in their life. They're choosing every time they say no to it, which is not your reason to stay there. There's no love in that. Let me remember what I'm talking to you about love. There is no love if I need to be diminished to love you. That's not love. Love is an abundance energy. More of me. I become more of me by helping you and allowing you to become more of you. There's no growth with a narcissist because it's a dead entity inside. It's void, which means it just sucks and it doesn't grow. Now, growth comes from abundance, which comes from love. You pour love on the right things, they expand, they grow, they thrive. Even just our intention, we know this. Have you seen and read about people intentionally loving plants will thrive? You know, that love energy, it's real. There's actual science on this. Love is a growth, abundant energy. You're not in a loving exchange. You're not being loving when you diminish yourself. And this is what part of the education you need to know. You're actually part of the problem, fueling something negative when we stay enmeshed. Now, you can unenmesh. There is stages. When I first left narcissist, like I did there's the tools on this channel for psychological healing, emotional healing, and there's about 4 videos on PTSD, right? Because when I first started leaving, I'd have such big withdrawals, right? And when you have a big withdrawal, your mind thinks it's worse being on your own than with a narcissist. You're just not energetically strong yet. You're not regulated in your system, right? So what happens is when you're not in the fight and flight anymore, the body does its natural job of processing emotions, but it's too much for you to handle. So what I teach in the healing of CPTSD and PTSD is one, right? We get into our bodies. PTSD is an issue of the body, not the mind. So we deal with it on the physical level because that's where the problem actually is. 2, we start building capacity to process so we can get rid of the backlog. Then we process, then we make room to process in our everyday life, and then we use our emotions to manifest our best life ever, which is what we can do once we understand how to utilize them. Emotions are always messengers. They're always your soul talking to you about, even if you've had an extreme reaction in a narcissistic relationship and you've done a reactive abuse, say you fought back or got very angry and done something you regret, the emotion was still correct. The message was correct. It might be, you know, an extreme output that we don't want to do. That's why I teach people to regulate first, then take action. Regulate first, then speak powerfully. We don't do it when we're emotionally charged as much as we can help it, because it's actually scientifically, our intelligence goes lower when we're very emotionally charged. So we want to take a minute to process, right? That can be, I spent a lot of time just keep going to the bathroom so I can regulate when I was still going through these chronic cycles, just to give me the time. You need to take time. We're not taught emotional intelligence, right? But please know that the most cowardly, if you've got no personal power, you have to coerce. If you've got no personal power, you have to force and trap, because you haven't got the power to magnetize, to connect, to actually get people of free will to be with you, right? So this is why they do it, because in actual fact, they are the weakest link. They are the weakest, most cowardly entities that exist, and when you know that they are so worried, they are shaking in the boots the day you know your power, because at that point there's nothing. They have to hook into you. When you're not hookable, they don't know what to do. They just they lose life force over it, right? So all we have to do is reclaim our sovereignty and power. Sovereign's open if you want to join. Thank you for those who are in. If you can't join it right now, it doesn't feel good, you do not worry about it. You're still going to heal here, right? So any questions on that, let me know. Lots of love. If anyone's great at fake tan, and don't give me any tips on, I got I'm not even going to tell you. Probably a lot of people don't want to know about my fake tan, right? I'm any tips on fake tanning, please message me. Lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.